Welcome to another exciting expedition of the Suburban Explorers. Well, this time we're gonna do something kind of offbeat, off the map as we say. We are actually gonna go looking for gold in our own backyard. That's right, gold in your own backyard. Is it possible? Can you find actual gold in your own backyard? I don't know. Let's find out. How hard could it be, right? Gold fever. Yes, it's a story as old as the hills themselves. Throughout history, adventurous men and women chased the lure of treasure, leaving behind everything to risk their lives for a chance to find some of that elusive shiny metal. And never more than in the 1849 California gold rush. 170 years later, your suburban explorers caught that gold fever too, and headed out to where it all began in California, the Mother Lode country in the Sierra Nevada. Along the way, we learned how to labor and toil to extract that pay dirt just like the old 49ers did. We found a treasure trove of adventures, photographs, and good times, and even a bit of the real thing, gold. And though we all returned to our respective homes, something had changed in each of us. The ghosts of gold fever still echoed in our minds. I'm here in the coastal hills of Northern California. It's not a gold type of geology that in this area from what I've been able to figure out, but it was weird. The other day I was hiking along here in my favorite little backwoods area near my neighborhood, and just right in the backyard, like we always say, and I came across these incredible boulders made out of quartz, crystalline quartz with veins of oxidation and running through them, and these are like the telltale signs of gold. That's just kind of one of the things miners would look for back in the day, from what I've been able to see, is that they would find these quartz veins and they would look for this mineralization in the quartz, and they would follow the quartz veins to see if they had gold, because a lot of times the same processes that form quartz also form the crystallization of gold, pure gold. So I thought to myself, this is a great place to start on my expedition for gold where there's not known to be gold. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna look for some gold. If nothing else, we're just gonna get an experience of what the miners used to do when they were prospecting, and you never know, might find some of the shiny stuff. So let's get on with it. Mining and prospecting is hard work. Yeah, there's gotta be a little sample around here I can take home, check out under the magnifying glass. Oh, here's a piece. Oh yeah, this will do. Yeah, I'll just put this in my bag for later. So, the old prospectors used to, from what I understand, you know, they had to get really good at reading the land, you know, and figuring out where gold collects. Because gold is essentially what makes it possible to even find gold, is that it's heavier than everything else around it. It's like the heaviest thing you're going to find out in nature. The idea is that it would flow from where the quartz outcropping is, down this hill, continuing on, and there's a creek right below me, and it would hit the creek. And again, this is over a long time, millions of years, at least, you know, thousands. And the idea is that it's going to collect down there in the creek bed in different little spots, and that's another whole other thing to be able to learn how to read the creek. Let's do that next. But this part's relatively easy. We got the outcropping up here, flows down, lands in the creek. Let's see what's in the creek. Oh, all right, so let's get to prospecting. So I'm down here in the creek bed. I'm a 49er, I'm hungry, I gotta make some money. My family back in Missouri is starving, so I better find some gold. And I gotta find the spots on the creek that are most likely to have caught the gold. So where does the gold catch? It's, from what I understand, I've been watching, you know, anybody can figure this out. I mean, you watch enough of these YouTube videos, you'll see that there's all kinds of guys and women out there prospecting for gold even today, and everybody loves to share their tips and techniques. But what I've learned so far is that you got to find the place where the river or the creek slowed down and drop the heavy stuff, the gold first, and then metal particles like iron oxide and meteoric dust, who knows what. And that all kind of collects together in certain spots. So the idea is to find those spots. That happens behind big boulders like this one. You know, water's going to come over really fast. It's going to crash over the other side and slow down and then move on. It happens in roots of trees. You can look around for where there's gravel deposits. I see a nice gravel deposit right there. It's a great place to start sampling. There's a nice, right here where this rock is, like I said, water flowed over and dropped a whole bunch of gravel all the way up this side. So I think that's a good enough place to start. There's an above zero chance I could find some gold in this creek today. Yeah, it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. So here we go. Ooh, that water's cold. Oh my God, it's not snow melt here. We're not high enough for snow, but that water is cold. I've had some cold water before, but damn. See, this was not easy work. And they would do this every day from sun up to the end of the day where there's no more light. Okay, so this is called stratifying. What you do is you put this in the water here and you kind of shake this back and forth pretty vigorously. And what you're trying to do is get the layers, the heavy layers, to sink to the bottom and the lighter layers to stay on top. And you'd think that the big rocks would be the heavy things, but no, it really is the gold that's the heaviest in there. And now we're going to pan it. That's where that expression, you know, I hope it pans out, right? I think that's where that comes from, pretty sure. So what we're looking for is a telltale sign of if you're digging in the right place, if you're sampling in the right place, is this black sand that comes with years of iron oxides, you know, washing out of the hillside and accumulating along with the gold. I just can't work with all these rocks in here. I'm not an expert, just like you. I'm just watching stuff on YouTube and trying it for myself. All the stuff that's not gold just washes away. And theoretically, right along this edge is what's left. It's the heavy stuff, the heavies they call them, right along this edge here. And as you can see, there's really no black sand. Nothing heavy is staying behind. So this really doesn't pay. In the words of Yukon Cornelius, nothing.
I am panning for gold today, here in Chicago, up on my roof, actually. Big blast of wind earlier today. There's a huge storm, rain and wind knocked over this table with the umbrella, and underneath I had left this pan, this gold pan with a bunch of dirt in it. We like to call black dirt, from a creek in California where we last went on our gold adventure, and I forgot about it. I stuck it on the tail, forgot about it. Well, the wind blew it into the open, and there it was lying here on the roof. And I saw something shiny in it, so I decided to do a little panning. So, yeah, actually, this little vein of black dirt was pretty rich, actually. I found some big flakes. So I don't know if we can see this or not. Let's see if I can reveal it. Anyway, yeah, there we go. There's the flakes. Whether that's real gold or not, I'm not an expert. It's hard for me to say. But it was fun. I'm still gonna finish this little sample and see if there's anything else. So anyway, the gold adventure continues. So I mean, these are flakes. I mean, these aren't the little tiny bitty bits of flour gold. I mean, this has been like major, I mean, friggin' flakes, you know, that I've been finding here. So it's been great. Quite a cache. I've cached pretty well today. Yeah. Anyway, it reminds me of the adventure. It's the whole gold fever came back to me all over again. I was excited. So yeah, this has been fun. We have to go back to that creek. Remember, this is when that last day, the last 15 minutes, the rain was coming. I found that little vein of black dirt. I dug it up real quick and took it home and never looked at it until now, and it looks like we should go back there. I think, from what I can see, it looks like it might pay off. Who knows? We might find nuggets. So we should go. All right, let's look at it under the microscope. See what it looks like. Well, that's a chunk, that's a flake. That's a flake under the microscope. I can go in again, see another sample. Alright, here's another sample.
I'm here.
All right. Hey, RT, how's it going?
I'm good.
All right.
You okay on the mic?
I hear you great. How's Florida?
Good. All right, let's do it.
What I really wanted to talk to you about today is, is this idea of finding gold, in your own backyard. I know it's kind of crazy, but that's what the show is about.
To answer whatever question you have.
Okay, so as we both have learned by being kind of amateur gold prospectors, you shouldn't really look for gold where there isn't any historical gold. That's the number one thing. You should look for gold in a historically known district where gold has been found before. But then again, the old timers always say gold is where you find it, right?
That's correct.
So, and you never know. There's always a chance that there could be some where where it hasn't been found before. So I know that really probably isn't any in my area, but I can't help but looking just for the practice of it. But in Florida, I know people have searched for gold in the past. I mean, I don't think there was ever found any. But have you ever heard of like a gold mine or a gold claim over there?
Never. The only thing, the closest thing that I know having to do with gold is a state park that is called Gold Branch State Park, something like that. And the reason for that is because way back then, people did not know what gold really looked like. So the water coming out of the spring in this particular park apparently brought in a lot of material that looks somewhat yellowish. So without them knowing exactly what this was, they thought it was gold.
Oh, wow.
Of course, they have it assayed, and they found out that it was just some kind of a type of mineral that had absolutely no monetary value. Now, people find gold in Florida on the beaches, but it is man-made gold from either ships that capsized during the times when Spain was bringing gold from South America and Central America. In fact, right here in Florida, we have a place called the Treasure Coast, which is roughly, let's say, it's 50 miles long, and that in that particular coast, which is north of Fort Lauderdale, there have been several findings of gold coins and artifacts after big storms.
Sure. Wait, like on the beach itself, or?
Yes, and that's where most of the gold is found in Florida. The only way of finding gold in Florida is to go where the tourists go, and they will often drop their rings and their jewelry when they're swimming, and then of course the ocean will swallow it.
Right.
You have to go back again with a metal detector, often in low tide, and try to see if you can dig them out of the sand. It's kind of a sport. It's not very what's the word for it? It's not very profitable because you don't really find that much. And there's a lot of people with metal detectors out here.
Oh yeah.
For that stuff. But it makes for a good hobby. Now, as far as I know, that's pretty much it.
Well, I guess that pretty much that tears it. I guess there's just no gold to be found in my backyard. I guess I was just I was a fool. I guess I'm just crazy. Just think there was gold, or was I? I sat down in front of the computer one more time just to look around, just to poke around a little deeper. And guess what I found? I found this article from August in 1896 in the SF Call newspaper about a Mrs. Liggett who discovered gold in her own backyard right here in these local hills. So Mrs. Liggett went out in her backyard literally every day when she was done with her work in the house, and with a shovel and a milk pan, and looked for gold in creeks and hiked around. And sure enough, she found gold the size of grains of wheat, down to really just powdery gold. Then I found this article 30 years later, also in this area, and it actually spells out Sonoma, that gold was found in Sonoma County, also nearby where I live. And literally, and probably in my own backyard, but it's been lost to history. You know, it was kept, the gold mine that was started by this other woman, Mrs. Morgan. She hired a bunch of old-time prospectors to come up and dig a tunnel into the hillside where this quartz ledge was, and they found gold too in measurable and payable amounts, as they call it. So there is gold here. Even though if you look at all the charts from the geological surveys and all the current mining maps, there is no trace of any gold in the area. None whatsoever. They do not talk about it. There is no official gold in Sonoma County. But these two newspaper articles tell me otherwise. So who's right? I am going to find out. This is a true Suburban Explorer mystery, and we are going after it in the next episode. So tune in next time when we go after the lost Sonoma County gold mine. See you then. You're looking at my map? Well, as long as you're still here, why don't you click that subscribe button like they always say? You know, I mean, I never ask you guys, but it would be awesome if we had a few more subscribers so we could build this up a little bit more and go on more of these expeditions with your help. So hit that like and subscribe, as they say, and we'll see you next time.